eating kosher, noob. This is Epic Mealtime Kosher parody. That's right, a parody. Because we're not the real Epic Mealtime, but we're here to teach you about eating kosher. First of all, let's start with a definition of kosher. Kosher means proper. It doesn't mean that it was blessed by a rabbi. If the Torah says there's an animal that we can't eat, we don't eat it. Like lobster. Lobster's a shellfish. We don't eat that. And pork. Any animal that doesn't have split hooves or chew its cud, we don't eat it. So therefore, when it comes to bacon, we just say no. Because when it comes to bacon, we ain't bacon. We put that back on the shelf. We look on our packages to find kosher symbols, like OU Parov, which means we can eat that with dairy or meat. Or OUD, that D stands for dairy. We don't mix those cookies with meat. Or that symbol, Chav K dairy, that's another kosher symbol. Today we're going to have pastrami beef burgers. We make sure that the symbols on our package tell us that the meat was prepared in the way the Torah wants it to be. Because when it comes to eating, it's not just about feeding our bodies, it's about feeding our souls. Vegetables, they don't need any type of kashrus. We make sure that we clean those vegetables really well. Because bugs, when it comes to vegetables, bugs ain't kosher. We sliced up those tomatoes with our cutting apparatus. That's smart. We make sure we get those onions nice and sliced, because we like onions on our hamburgers. When it comes to grilling, we don't play games. We make sure we get those burgers right there on the flame, and we have a good time doing it. Back in the kitchen, we get back our spices, put on that olive oil. Even our sauce boss is kosher. We make sure that our sauce has a hechsher on it, a kosher symbol. Flipping these burgers is a serious business. When it comes to keeping kosher, we don't play games. Back in the kitchen, we're peeling those potatoes, getting ready for some homemade fries. Our kids, they set the table. They like to participate and get in the video every once in a while. Back in the kitchen, we're frying up those french fries. Reminds me of Hanukkah. Instead of bacon strips, we got pastrami strips, and pastrami strips, and pastrami strips. Well, they're not really strips, but you get the idea. Because when it comes to keeping kosher, we don't play games. We got burgers. We got pastrami. We got hot dogs, corn on the cob, and we got buns. But now, we gotta wash. Torah-observant Jews wash their hands before they eat bread. The water represents spirituality. Our hands represent this world. And the bread represents our sustenance. Because when it comes to eating, we don't live to eat, we eat to live. You got that, noob? We sit down, we say our blessing on the bread, take a bite. Now it's time to make some serious pastrami burger action. But when we sit down and eat, we don't shove food in our mouths, we take our time, feeding our bodies to give us energy. And when we're done, we say grace. Not the word grace, but the act of blessings to thank God for our food. Next time, we eat milkers.